Let's get started. Revision of data handling, and tonight specifically we're talking about measures of spread. All right, now before we get into the contextual questions, we need to remember the theory about our measures of spread. Now, there is one measure of spread not mentioned in this question. Here it is. It says determine the minimum, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, and maximum. There's one measure of spread that's not mentioned in that question. Who can tell me what it is? Another measure of spread that I think you got on Tuesday that we're not going to really, I think there is a question on it tonight, but it's not mentioned in this question here. Another measure of spread, not central tendency. There's another measure of spread that often gets taught with those measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode. Oh, guys, come on. There's another measure. Range, yes, Ben, that's the one. So range is also a measure of spread. All right, so spread is how the numbers are spread out. Okay, are they spread out evenly? Are they all bunched up to the one side or the other side? Okay, or they're all packed in the middle, or are they all packed on the sides? Okay, is it an even distribution of numbers? Yes, range. Good job. So range is another measure of spread. It's not in this question, in this example, but it will come up later on. All right. We will talk about it tonight. I think you even got a range question in the, yes, widely. You will need to put things in order, in ascending or descending order from smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest. Is up to you to answer a lot of these questions. So if they give you the data set like I have here in order, you're saying thank you. But if they don't, it's extra work for you. All right. I'm very kind, so I'll put the data set in order for you. So I need you guys to remind yourselves, oh, who can tell me? There's a letter that they give. Sometimes teachers teach you a letter for lower quartile. Wandle, try and right click on my profile on the screen and then close it, I think, hey, Kia. Kia will send you a message now, or otherwise log out and log in. What is lower quartile? What's the letter for lower Q1? Yes, all right. So lower quartile is Q1. And upper quartile is? Upper quartile? Q3, yes. Q3. Guess what the median is? Guess what the median is called as well. Sometimes the median is also given a letter. Guess what it is? Yes, very good. So the median is also called Q2. Now I'm going to come back to this later on. So if they refer to Q1, Q2, Q3, that is your lower quartile for Q1, your median for Q2, and your upper quartile is Q3. All right. So just in case they use those letters and numbers, but we will use the words as much as we can. Yeah. So I need you guys to work out for this data set, the minimum, the lower quartile, the median, which is very easy, the upper quartile, and the maximum. And we're going to go over this example once you guys have tried it yourself. But matrics should know this now. They should know how to do this. Grade 10s and 11s, this might be strange to you, although some of you might have done it in grade 8 and 9 core maths. But let's see. Let's see what you guys know. You're going to give you a couple of minutes to try this, and then I'm going to go over it with you. Okay, so let's give you 2 or 3 minutes to try this, and then we'll go over it together. Grade 10s and 11s, if you're thinking, oh, this is not for me, there are some questions in there that are for you. Minimum, median, maximum, you know how to do that for sure. All right, so we're not leaving you out. But matrics also need to do Q1 and Q3. Lower quartile and upper quartile. All right, you got another 2 minutes. Everybody should be writing stuff down and calculating things, tapping the calculator button. If I need to zoom in, tell me. If you can't see clearly, please tell me. We are calculating, as the question says, we are calculating the minimum, lower quartile or Q1, the median or Q2, the upper quartile, Q3, and the maximum for the data set that's below there, from 12 up to 54. Oh, wait, that's a very good question. I'm going to explain it in more detail when I explain this question. So hang in there. I'm going to explain it a little bit better soon. All right. It's actually, when you see how it works, it's actually very simple. All right. I hope you guys have got some answers there, at least minimum, median, and maximum for this data set, at least. All right. Well done, lady. Got a minimum there. Minimum and maximum, probably the easiest parts to this, then the median, and then the matrix, you got to know how to do quartiles, eh? All right, Ben's already got his quartile up there. Ben, you must check your answer there. All right, yes, min and max, easy enough. I'm so glad I'm doing this question. Yes, Fatima Max is 54, nice and easy. All right, so this is a 5-mark question. We can easily get 3 marks in the bag. Min, max, and the median at least, guys. All right, there we go. Okay. Good. Getting some good answers coming through. All right. All right, ladies and gents, let's see how we did here. Okay. So I'm going to write here min Q1. I'll write median. I'm not going to say Q2 because we're all used to median. I'll write median. I'll write Q3. And I'll write max. All right. Minimum and maximum. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. 12 and 54. Oh, Otlile. Try and right click on my profile and then close it, or try and log out and back in again. I need someone to help me for the median. Anybody can help me, not just Matrixia. Anybody.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Shame. Today it's just crickets. Yes, Bianca. I'm going to unmute you now. Just look for a message. There we go.
Hi, sir.
Hey. Ich flew. Sorry, Bianca. It's going around, eh? Lots of flu going around. Sorry. All right, Bianca, help me. What do? I need the median.
So first of all, we need to count all those numbers so that we can get. Yeah.
Yes. How many did you count?
I got 12.
All right, good. I'll write it there. There are 12 numbers. Very good. Now what do I do?
So say you need to count where I actually counted where it ends at 6, but then I added 25 plus 29 divided by 2.
Okay. All right. Good. So we got 12 numbers here. All right. So it's an even number. If it's an even number of numbers in your data set, it means the middle, the median, will be between two numbers. If it's an odd number, if it was 11 numbers in this data set, the median would be on one number. But because it's even, it's going to be between two numbers. Now, how do we know where it is? Well, you can cross off one on the left, one on the right, 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 one on the left, one on the right. And there we see our two numbers, 25 and 29 that you were talking about. And what was I doing them?
You need to add 25 plus 29 divided by 2.
All right. And you got 27.
Yes.
All right, good. That's why I saw lots of 27s. Very good. Bianca, do you know how to do quartiles?
I forgot about them.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. But thank you for helping me with the median. I really appreciate it.
Okay, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Bianca. All right. I need someone to talk to me about quartiles.
We have Gabo on the line. I'm gonna mute you now. Here we go.
Hey,
Hi, sir.
Gabo, how are you?
I'm good and you.
Good. All right. Tell me, how do I, let me just first write this in here. So I'm going to put a line here. Whoopsie. Between 25 and 29. That red line marks the middle of the data set. Okay. I need the lower quartile, Q1.
So you have to find the median of the lower quartile, which
Yes.
is, yeah.
How
So
do we,
that's 16 and 18.
yes, because if you count the numbers, there's to the left of the middle. To the left of the middle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. It's an even data set. So that's two numbers in the middle. And you said there were 16 and 18. Okay. So be careful those people that said that 16 was the middle. There are 6 numbers to the left of the median. That's why I drew that red line there. All right, now let me just stop for a second. I'm going to come back to this. If for some reason there was another number here, let's say there was 55, all right, that would make this an odd data set, which would mean the middle would be 29. All right, that would be the middle. Then what you would do is still count how many numbers to the left of the middle. There would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you would find the middle 2. Okay. Now, if we added 2 more numbers onto this data set, it'll change things. Watch. If I added 57 and 60 here, all right, that means we've got 12 plus 3 is 15 numbers. It's an odd data set. So we would need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 35 would be the median. That would be the middle number. Now you ask yourself, how many numbers to the left of the median? If 35 is the median, in this case, there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers to the left of the median. I need halfway there. It's an odd number, an odd data set. So 18 would be the middle number. Okay, so depending on how many numbers you have in your data set, your medians and quartiles could land on one number, or they could be between two numbers. It depends on how many numbers there are in your data sets. Okay, but like you said, let's drop all this nonsense out. We know that the median is between 25 and 29. It's 27. We know we've got 6 numbers to the left of the median. So you said, sir, it's 16 and 18. And then what do I do with these numbers?
You divide by 2.
Add them up and divide by 2. And that'll give you 17 for the lower quartile. And the top one?
The median is, the middle numbers are 47 and 49. So you add those and divide by 2.
Good. and that gives us 48. All right. Gabo, thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Does everyone understand that? Does that make sense? So be careful on where your middle and your quarter lies. So you're cutting the data in half, And then you're looking at the bottom half first, and you're saying how many numbers are in the bottom half. You count the first number to the left of the middle. You count how many there are. If it's an even data set, you're going to have to find 2 numbers in the middle. If it's an odd data set, you'll find 1 number in the middle. All right. So it's the same rules as finding the middle of the data set, but for the bottom half of the data, you apply the same rules. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. So that is our answers for this. Determine the minimum, low quartile, median, upper quartile, and maximum for the following data set. Now, you might not know this. It doesn't really matter if you do or don't, but this is actually called the 5-number summary. Okay, this is called the 5-number summary. And with the 5-number summary, we can draw this incredible thing called a box and whisker plot. Yay. All right. So I'm going to draw a ruler quickly and get a box and whisker plot out. I'm going to go up to 60. So that means the middle is 30. That means there, and then there, and then there, and then there. All right. So I'm doing a very basic box and whisker plot. So 10, 20. Oh, guys, that's wrong. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right, we don't need this thing at the end there. We don't need that. I can make this ruler shorter. All right, there we go. So there's our ruler. Okay, from 10 to 60. And what we do now is we draw up and we take our 5 numbers and we plot them on this ruler. So the minimum is 12, which will be about here. The Q1 is 17, which would be about here. Median is 27, which will be about here. Upper quartile, Q3 is 48, which would be about here. Then the maximum is 54, which would be about here. Okay, so now we've got to draw our box. So you go, let's draw a thick red here. We need our box, which goes from Q1, our lower quarter, up to Q3. Okay, and in that box, we need a median line, which was this one over here. All right, then we draw the whiskers. Okay, so the whiskers go from the box, from the box to the minimum, and from the box to the maximum. And then you must put a little mark there. Sometimes they put circles, sometimes they put lines. It doesn't really make a huge difference.
Mr. Dale, did you
I
mean
wrote
to put
45
a
instead.
45?
Oh gosh, guys. Shit, but it's been a long day. All right, so then 48. Oh, that's all right. Let's just pretend 48 is in the right place. Okay, let's not make a fuss. I'm just trying to show you guys something here. So 12, 17, 27. So now I'm putting the numbers on here. You should always do that. All right, you always write your numbers on to the diagram. Okay, there we go. The hand went up and the hand went down. Thank you, Tando, for I was probably talking about the 45. All right, so there we go. There is our box and whisker plot with all the numbers on it, showing the spread of the numbers. Okay, and we can see here the middle, the median, which is here number 27, is a little bit to the left. Okay, so this data set here is bunching up a little bit on the left-hand side. That's why we use a box and whisker plot. Okay, but let's not get too deep into box and whisker plot. Hello, Kagiso, good to have you here with us. All right. Are there any questions? You guys, Matrix, you should know how to do or be able to read a box and whisker plot. Okay, even if you don't know how to draw one, that's fine, but you should be able to read a box and whisker plot. Okay, let's dive deep now. Let's dive deep into the deep waters, the dark, deep waters of data handling. All right, here's a contextual question. A company recorded the number of cell phones sold in 2 of their stores. This is actual work that gets done. Data analysis on company sales. All right. The data for the last 12 months is given below. There's store A, 12 months worth of data. For example, this is January, February, March, etc., etc., etc. 120 cell phones in January, 350 in February, 360 in March, etc., etc., etc. 12 months for store A, 12 months of sales for store B. There it is. It's all there. Okay. Here we go. The diagrams below represent the data for each store. Now, when I show you this, it makes more sense. If I had just shown you this tonight, you would have been, most of you would have been, oh, what is going on? But these are two box and whisker plots for those two data sets. They've done all the work. We're just analyzing the box and whisker plots now. Okay. Here come the questions. Identify the type of diagram drawn above. Yo. Don't hurt yourselves now. All right. Identify the type of diagram drawn above. Free money for this question one here. Everyone is going to say what you all going to say. You can type it into chat. What kind of diagrams are these, ladies and gentlemen? Box and whisker parts. Thank you. 2 marks in the bag. Easy money. Easy money on question 1. All right. Yes. Easy money. 2 marks in the bag. Let's move on. State the median for store A. State the median, yes, for store A. What is the median for store A? What is the median for store A, ladies and gentlemen? Sure, fire. Yes, people, come on now. What is math literacy? What is a matric exam? Come on. What have they got for us? Nothing. Nothing can scare us. We train in deep waters. We thrive in deep waters, deep dark waters. All right, so we drew a line down. We know that this is our Q1 here, which is our lower quartile. We know this line in the middle is our Q2, which is our median, and the line on the right here is our Q3. This mark on the right is our max, and this mark on the right is our min. Sorry, min. So the Q2 is the median. You draw a line down, go to the ruler, and you read off 270. Thank you for the marks. Easy money, easy gain. So we'll say a median is equal to 270. All right. All right. So far, not too bad. Next question. Determine the IQR. Now, I need someone to come online now and please tell me, what are they talking about? What is this? What is this thing? Ben.
Just look for a message on your screen. There we go.
Ben. You okay there, Ben?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Ben, what are they talking about? IQR.
They're asking for the Q3 minus Q1.
Good. That's right. That's how we do it. What does it stand for, IQR? Do you know?
Interquartile range.
Very good. This is the interquartile range. Now, we know how to work out range. We need the range. Inter means between. So it's between the quartiles, the range. The range between the quartiles. All right, Ben? There we go. What numbers would you put in?
I would put in 390.
Okay, let me just draw a line. What is our, this is for store, which store is it? Store B, sorry. Yes, store B, 390. So we're going down here. Store B, 390. I got you.
Minus 180.
180. So 390 on the right for Q3 and 180 on the left for Q1. All right, I'm going to write the whole formula out. So it's Q3 minus Q1, which is 390 minus 180, which gives us
210.
210. Ben, thank you very much. Easy money. Don't you agree? This is, come on, easy money, man.
Like everyone gets a mark.
Everyone's getting marks here. Ben, thank you so much. Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have to admit you have to agree with me that if we hadn't kind of done a little bit of an introduction here, remind ourselves what it is that what are measures of spread, remind ourselves how to work them out, remind ourselves where they're used in a box and whisker plot, what are the different part of box and whisker plot are. And as soon as I throw this question at you, you'll be like, oh, you know, you put your foot into a cold pool for the first time, and you're like, oh, you know, you get a fright. But if you put your toe in and then your foot and then your other foot, it might take a while, but you get eventually in. And then after 20 minutes or something, you're like, hey, this is not so bad. All right. It's not so bad. So if you revise, the more you revise, the easier this gets. Okay. So please take questions like this. And if you're not sure about this topic, and revise it as much as you can. All right. All right. Let's move on to the next one. What else can they throw at us? Come on. We still shallow waters here, I feel. Determine which store has the highest range. Oh, determine which store has the highest range. I'm going to leave this diagram on the screen for a little bit, and I'm going to let you work that out. Everybody, determine the store with the highest range. Not only must you tell me which one, you need to give me the range as well. Oh, you see, I know what you guys are doing. You're looking at the diagram. Come on now, man. I know what you're doing. You're just looking at the diagram, guys. Where's the, I should have said with calculations. You know, I knew this was going to happen. I should have said determine with calculations the range. I knew you guys would do that. You're just going to look at the diagram and just guess. I should have said with calculations. All right. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's just quickly get it done here. I'm going to draw it right into the diagram. So in store A, we find the minimum, which is 120 and 380. All right, so I'll write you A. We got the maximum of 380 minus a minimum of 120. We're determining the range. This gives us, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can check, 260. All right, store B. I'm going to use blue for store B. So we're going to take a minimum of 140 for store B over there. And then we're going to go and do the maximum of store B, which is 440 over here. And store B will be 440 minus 140 equals 300. So yes, store B has a higher range. You guys were correct. You were right. All right, good. Yes, you were correct. All right. You looked at it, you eyeballed it, and you made a good estimate. But please learn to use calculations to confirm, all right? Because if these faint gray lines, I know what you did. You looked at the faint gray lines, you count the blocks, it's easy, okay? If there's no faint gray lines, and if this range is very close, if the ranges for the source are pretty close, you got to be careful when you're guessing. Okay. There's someone there with a hand raised. Emily.
Emily, just look for a message on your screen that's going to tell you to unmute.
Ah.
So can you please explain this again? I wasn't sure.
Okay, cool. So what we're doing, Emily, is answering the question: which store? Oh, do you know what a box and whisker plot is?
No, sir.
Oh gosh. Okay, are you in matric?
No, sir, I'm not.
You don't have to know. You don't have to know. You don't have to worry about it. This is a box and whisker plot. Matric questions. What you could tell from this is if you know that the line on the left here is the minimum and the line on the right is the maximum, and they ask you what is the range, you can read numbers off the ruler at the bottom to determine your range. You know range is maximum minus minimum.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going to learn in matric about box and whisker plots where maximum is this line, your upper quartile Q3 is there, Q2 is in the middle, Q1 is on the left, and your minimum is right on the left there. So you're going to learn about that in matric. So we're just testing the matric skills with box and whisker plots here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so don't stress. Don't stress at all. Okay. Yes, Tana, you can do that calculation, small number in front and big number behind, but don't write it as minus 300. Just make it positive. Okay, it needs to be a positive number. So if you do put the 140 first and then the 440, you're going to get a negative answer because the small number will be in the front. Just change it to a positive one, but you should be doing maximum minus minimum. All right, so it's always max minus min, the big one first. Okay. Yes, Toba, yes, that's it. Good. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Yes. Toba Khale, that's right. Yes, absolutely. All right. Very good. You guys are getting the hang of it. Grade 11s, you're like thinking, what on earth? You're going to learn this soon, and you just had an introductory course tonight. Okay, so when they do talk about it next year, you've had an introductory course already. So determine which store has the highest range. We've done that question. Final question on this contextual question. Which store do you think is doing better in terms of number of sales for the year? And I want to know why. Which store do you think? That is a subjective question. That means your opinion and your reasoning will get you some marks. There is no calculation here. It's which do you think? Looking at this diagram, which store, and I need someone to please come online and explain why, not just store B and leave it at that. I need someone to explain why they think store A or why they think store B. Which store is doing better in terms of sales? Looking at these diagrams. A business owner who owns these two stores has looked at these diagrams and he's thinking, this store is doing better than the other one. Which store is doing better? Can you tell? Yes, talk to us. We are cool people. We are cool people, Kia.
That is true. We have a mixtape coming out.
Yeah, we got a mixtape. We got a DJ, South African DJ. Yeah, we know people, and we're gonna get a South African DJ to put out a mixtape. It's gonna be called Anybody, or Is There Anybody? Is there anybody? All right, so there's Rafila with a reason, saying store B because there are more in terms of numbers. Okay, so I think Rafila is referring to this part here of the box and whisker diagram, saying there are much bigger numbers in that data set, going all the way up to 440. So that store could be doing better. Good, that is a good reason. It's got big numbers in that data set, so it could be doing better. Good. What's the see where?
Just check for a message on your screen. There we go.
Hi, sir.
Hey, what's the see where? How are you?
I'm good, and you, sir?
I'm good, man. All right. Which store do you think is doing better and why?
So I think it's store B.
Why?
Because it has the highest range.
Okay, so you're saying store B because it's got a high range. Good, which means that and also it starts at 140, which is above store B. Store B starts at 120, so this one starts above store B and has a bigger range. Yeah, okay, good. That's a good answer. Definitely going to get some marks for that. Thank you, Mrs. Siwe. All right, Cabo's there.
So I was literally gonna say the same thing as you. It's because I say store B because store B starts at 140, their sales start at 140 and they end at 440. But if you look at store A, it starts at a lower number and ends at a lower number.
Yeah. Okay, you could use that as a reason. Very good. You can. Excellent. Yes. So it starts higher and ends much higher than store A. Very good. I love these answers. Well done. You guys are getting marks. Is there anyone else that looking at anything else here? Are there any people for store A? Are there no store A people in this world? There's got to be some store A people in this world. Any store A people? Are we just saying most sales and biggest range? Got to be store B. Any store A people? Ben's like,
And it's
don't
like,
even.
nope.
Nope. Oh, yeah. What would you say?
I think I'd also go with store B.
Yeah, that range. Those big numbers do stand out. Hey?
Yeah, they're attractive. They're good for
Yeah,
business.
big numbers. We like to see big numbers in the business. I would be very much concerned about the medians. Because
Yes, yes.
the medians kind of tell you where the middle of the data set is. You see, you can have a median here for store B on the left, and then a huge gap between the median and your maximum number. Whereas the middle number, this is not average now. This is just the middle number of the data set is a little bit to the right in store A. So some people might actually say the median in store A is a little bit to the right. So maybe store A is doing better, but this is not average. This is not. Tando's like, so don't even argue. Miss Kia's right. Let's move on. Okay, I'm not going to argue. I've learned now. I've learned not to argue. Just do not argue. All right. So yes, store B and the reasons you guys gave were very good reasons. Let's have a look at this last question. Marius wants to buy a new laptop. He's a very fastidious person who likes to study things. So he studied the available data for the 3 most popular brands of laptops sold in South Africa. The box and whisker plots below show in percentages the spread of the market share for Samsung, Apple, and Huawei. Sorry, Huawei. For the fourth quarter 2019 to the third quarter 2020. So that's a year. A year's worth of sales. And this is the spread in market share for each of these brands. Now, what is market share? What is market share? Who can tell me what is? There's someone in grade 11 that is a business lady. Kia, what's her name again?
Amo, I think.
Who's the business lady in grade 11 that always talks to us about? Isn't it Katlejo? Isn't it Katlejo?
Yeah, actually.
Katlejo, where are you?
It's been a while since I heard her voice.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've heard Katlejo. Two companies combined, they'll still be separate. Where's Katlejo? I think that's Katlejo. They'll still be separate. Who knows about market share? Come on, Katlejo. The person with the biggest market share will have a competitive market. I mean, a competitive edge. Yes. All right. Someone with a question, with a hand. Oh no, it's
Hello,
gone.
sir.
Katlejo. What is
How are
market
you,
share?
sir?
I'm good, man. Good to hear your voice again. What is market share? These 3 bands, we're showing their
Yes,
market
sir.
share. We're showing their market share. What does that mean?
I think a market share is, I don't know how to put it.
All right, there's a Lebogang, looks like with a Google answer there. Market share refers to the percentage of total sales or revenue that a company or product captures within the market. Okay, yes, competition between businesses and how they own the market. All right, so yes, Katlejo, I'm sorry to call on you, but I know you're the business lady in grade 11. So market share means how much of the market you own. So if Apple sells the most products and most people buy their product, they will own most of the market share. They will control most of the market share. Okay, so for example, let's think of an example now. DSTV, satellite TV. When DSTV first came out, there were no other people that did DSTV. It was just DSTV multi-choice. All right, they owned 100% of the market. No one else was buying from any other company besides them. Okay, so these 3 companies who sell laptops, we're showing the percentage of market share in the market. So we can see here that Huawei is earning more market share than Samsung, and Samsung owns more market share than Apple. All right. That could be debatable, but this is what we've got in front of us. All right. So Huawei owns more of the market than Samsung, and Samsung owns more of the market than Apple, which means Huawei has the most. Yes. Huawei has the most, Samsung has the second most, and Apple has the third most part or percentage of the market. Yes, there's a question.
So I think Huawei and Samsung and Apple, I think they can merge their business.
Sure, can you? Oh, I hope they don't. Can you imagine if they become one company and then we all buy one phone from one company, and they will determine the price, and they will determine everything that we do with our phones. I like the fact that there's three companies all competing with each other.
They're competing like against each other about. I think it's about the prices.
Yeah, they could be colluding about prices. They could be colluding, which is not good for us. But as a consumer, I like having a couple of companies in the market, each one fighting the other, keeping the prices as low as possible for us.
Yeah, because if Apple sells their phone like at 15,000, and then Samsung will like, yo, Apple having more customers than us. How about we decrease our price in order to have more customers?
Yes, that's the name of the game. So you'll get phones like I own a Xiaomi. All right. Now, not many people have heard of Xiaomi, but it's very
Google
cheap.
Pixel.
Yeah, Google Pixel as well. There's cheap brands out there that can offer you quite a lot of phone, but they're trying to get a cheaper phone on the market to capture some of the market share. They also want to have some market share. They want some of the customers to come to them. All right, so that's what market share is, owning how many people are buying phones in the market. All right. Thank you, Gatlejo. Thank you so much for your business.
Sir.
We love that business brain. All right, so there are the diagrams. Let's move on to the questions. We've got a few minutes left. Don't forget, we've got a quiz coming up. Here we go. Write down the name of the most popular laptop brand. Everyone says which one has the most market share, which one has the most customers. Everyone's got to say Huawei. Yes, Huawei, the highest percentages of the market share. Okay, they got the highest percentages of the market share. 2 marks for you, money in the bag. All right, hence. Now, what does that word mean? Somebody needs to come online and tell me, what are they trying to tell us when they use the word hence in the next question? Ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about this before. When they start the sentence or the question with hence, what does that mean? Refilo. Okay. Yes. Refilo?
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Hence means therefore.
Good. Hence means therefore. In other words, 1A says write the name of the most popular laptop, Huawei, therefore, which means now that you've got Huawei as an answer for the previous question, now you can do this one. So if Huawei is the most popular TV brand, write down the 50th percentile of the brand identified. Okay, excellent, Rafile. Thank you so much. You're on the money there. So hence, write down the 50th percentile of the brand. What are they talking about here? Can anybody tell me? What this word? What on earth? Matrix, you should know this. What do they mean by the 50th percentile? Any matrix out there? What do they mean by the 50th percentile? Oh, it's like Kia says, it's crickets. It's crickets.
Nobody.
Nobody.
No one. We did say we're dropping a mixtape. We did say.
Yes, we did say that. Yes, we're trying. We're practicing here. Refilo, yes, it's 50%. Another mixtape. I've got answers of 11,8. All right, so people are trying.
Hi,
Okay.
Bianca.
Hi,
Yeah.
sir.
Bianca,
I think it means the value in the middle
good.
between those measurements.
Very good. The value in the middle. Which brand are we talking about again?
Huawei.
Huawei. What is now
Yeah.
another word for middle? When you talk about measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode, what is another word for middle?
Middle.
Yes.
Median.
Yes, the median. Good. So we need the median for Huawei. All right. Median in the middle. 50% is in the middle for Huawei. So what is the median for Huawei? Can you see it on the screen?
It's 21,5.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bianca. Excellent. Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. So there is a line I've drawn. A quarter of the data sits at Q1. 50% or half of the data sits at Q2, which is the median, and 3/4 of the data sits at Q3, which is the upper quartile. So they say, what is the 50th percentile? Where's halfway for the most famous brand or the most popular brand, which is Huawei? Okay. All right. So it's 21,5. That's the 50th percentile. Half of the data will lie below that, and the other half of the data will lie above that. Okay. Very good, Bianca. Well done. Calculate the IQR of Samsung. I need the IQR of Samsung. IQR of Samsung. We should see some answers coming up now. Good. Kagiso with a value there already. I need the IQR of Samsung. You do need to minus something. Avile, you do need to minus something. The question is, what are you going to minus? 14,6 with 20.2. Now, these numbers that you are looking at here, that's the max and the min. When you take the max and you minus the min, that's range. That is range. There's aura. There we go, aura. Well done. There we go. All right, so we have to find the interquartile range, the IQR, which is the Q3 minus the Q1. That's what Ben said earlier tonight, right? Q3 minus Q1. Where's Q3 minus Q1 on Samsung? There's Q3. Here's Q1. All right. So it is 18,75 minus 15,7. Guys, what's 18 minus 15? 3. And there's actually a 0.5 left. All right. Yes. Cabo had it earlier as well. Good, well done. Good. Cabo, then Aura, well done. Okay, so don't do max minus min, that's range. You got to do Q3 minus Q1. All right, last question, folks. Oh, here we go. A data analyst claims, by the way, a data analyst, that is a very popular job in the world today. So don't shoot that job. Just think about that word, data analyst. Don't shoot that job down. It makes a lot of money. Data analyst claims that 75% of the data set of Apple was less than 16%. Explain whether the statement is valid or not. 75% of the data set of Apple is below 16%. True or false? Yes or no? Valid or not? No, Bianca, that's range. We're not working out range for this question. We're working out IQR. IQR, interquartile range, range between the quartiles. Okay. Yeah, that's correct for range, but we're doing IQR. So this person says that 75% of Apple's market share is below 15.9, 16%. Is that true or not? Valid or invalid? Kagiso saying valid. 75% of Apple's market share is below 16%. True or not? All right, this is actually quite a, I wouldn't have put 16%. I would have changed the number. So we know that Q1 is the first 25% of the data. Q2 is 50% of the data. And Q3 is 75% of the data. So 15,95 is on 75%. All right, they're saying that 75% is below 16. Well, that is below 16, isn't it? 15,95 is below 16. How much below 16? It's a little bit. I would have either said, instead of 16%, I would have said 15,95 or made it a bit bigger. But yeah, you guys are right. It is just below 16%, so it's not invalid. It is true. It's valid. Okay. Q3 is 75%. It's just below 16. So yes, they're right. That analyst knows his stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, that is enough data analyst for tonight. We're going to give you guys a little gift. So don't go yet. Don't rush off. There we go. There are the links. Quiz time. It won't take you long.